Peace to everyone online. Welcome to Winning Wednesdays for Wednesday, April 1st, 2026. Today is the best day in history to be alive. Today is the best day in history to be alive. A few clicks on this thing and we can do whatever we want. Okay, so that's why I always say today is the best day in history. Today is the best day in history to be a business owner. Today is the best day in history to have basic business acumen. Today's the best day in history to have basic mathematical acumen. A few clicks on that smartphone and I can do whatever I want. Okay, I can skip all the middlemen and I can cash flow directly myself. Why would I need a middleman? If I'm dealing with a middleman, I need to know your value add up front. If I deal with a middleman, I need to know what percentage increase in revenue I will get as a result of dealing with all middlemen. Otherwise, I'm not dealing with any middlemen. Anyways, my name is Errol C. Mango. I'm 416's favorite. A lot going on in the financial markets this week. I got a lot in my notes I want to discuss. As you guys come in, let us know where you're from. As you come in, let us know where you're from. Today we're live on 3 platforms. We're live on StreamYard. We're live on the Financial Juneteenth YouTube channel, and we're live on Dr. Boyce's X channel. So we welcome everyone across all the platforms. I'm going to take a look at current market. Let's see what's going on with current market. Okay, a lot of green so far today. Let me see if I can share my screen here. Let's take a look at what I'm looking at. Let's check the heat map. Okay, let's see. Let me share my screen here. Let me see if I can do this correctly. You know, I'm not good with the technology. I'm better with business. Okay, I'm better with business. All right, here we go. FinViz heat map. Lots of green today. NVIDIA up, Broadcom up, Amazon, Google, Meta, Tesla, JP Morgan, Mu. Okay, Mu's up a lot. AMD's up a lot. Mu up 10, almost 11%. AMD for about 4.5%. Okay, what else we got? We got Walmart slightly down, Costco slightly down, ExxonMobil down. Okay, 161 ExxonMobil. Okay, this is the S&P for today. Eli Lilly up about 5%. Johnson & Johnson. Okay, so that's where we stand. All right, that's where we stand as of 12:03 p.m. Eastern. Okay, lots of green in the market. Palantir up, Oracle down. Okay, Oracle slightly down. I got an article I want to look up on Oracle. You might have seen Oracle laid off a whole bunch of people recently. So we're going to take a look at Oracle, see what's going on with Oracle. All right, let's see what's going on with Oracle. All right, but anyways, that's our live look to start off Winning Wednesday today. That's our live look to start off today's meeting. Okay, so that's where we start. Okay, current market. That's where we stand. That's exactly where we stand. All right. Okay, so let's see. All right, let me share one more screen let me share my trading view before we get too deep. Let me share my trading view before we get too much more deep. Okay, there you go. Lots of green in the market. Bitcoin at 68.7. Ethereum at 2130. What else do we have? Any other interesting tickers here on my list? Okay, I don't have Oracle on this list. ExxonMobil there down about 5%, $8 to 161 on the very bottom. Eli Lilly 970, Amazon 213, AMD 213. Sorry, Broadcom, what did I say? 314? 314 for Broadcom. Oh, no, Amazon and AMD both at 213 right there. Apple 254, Triple Q, NASDAQ 586, S&P 657 for the SPY. Okay, so that's where we stand. All right, let's jump into the articles. Lots to discuss here. Let me see if I can pull up the first article I've got on my list here. Okay, let me share my screen there. Okay, let's look at what's going on with Oracle. Let's look it up together. All right, let's just search Oracle layoffs. Oracle layoffs. Okay, you already see it. First item in the search right there. Business Insider. Read the email Oracle is sending to lay off employees from Business Insider right there. CNBC, Oracle stock rises in pre-market on plans to cut thousands of jobs. Forbes, Oracle layoffs lead to heartbreaking posts on LinkedIn. All right, let's start right there. Let's check out Forbes. Oracle layoffs lead to heartbreaking posts on LinkedIn. Okay. They don't like you. They don't like your resume. They send you an email. We give you 2 minutes notice to get your jacket and get off the property. Otherwise, you will be escorted off the property. The shock, turmoil, and heartache of being handed a pink slip or weathering a downsizing is hard to fathom. Yet, after a recent round of Oracle layoffs, there's now a way to peek behind the corporate curtain. Several workers at the Texas-based tech giant expressed the shock of being part of what one former employee called a RIF, or reduction in force. Others expressed hope that another role would materialize quickly and asked for any networking leads. Okay, if there's ever a sign HR don't like you, here it is. If there's ever a sign HR don't like your resume, here it is. Okay, if there's ever a sign you need to start your own business, here it is. Even for those who are optimistic about the next chapter, it's heartbreaking to see so many people posting on a platform that has become a place to talk about work opportunities and find a job. The Oracle layoffs could impact thousands and was originally reported by Business Insider. Yikes, I thought to myself, being one of many folks impacted by recent layoffs or Oracle. But it happens, and I will enjoy sleeping in this morning, said Claire, a technical program manager. Okay, if they're laying off Claire, they're going to lay off you. If they're laying off Claire, they're going to lay off me. Okay, we're not going to be vulnerable. We're going to be empowered. We're not going to be reactive. We're going to be proactive. It's a strange feeling, but I'm incredibly proud of what I was able to build over the past 4 years, and I'm grateful for the experience, mentors, and teammates along the way. Several posts expressed sadness about the sudden job loss while also staying hopeful about finding a new chapter. In reviewing dozens of posts, I found most started out with the heartbreaking news of being downsized. All right, let me just keep going. Several expressed hope even in the upheaval. One concluded, it is just a job after all. I contacted Oracle for an okay, they're not hitting you back. They don't like you like that. Why people are choosing to LinkedIn to post about Oracle. LinkedIn has found a niche in social media as a place to discuss productivity, business leadership, and other workplace issues. A recent report found LinkedIn is the best platform for lead generation and business marketing. A more specific study from last year concluded that LinkedIn is the best place to form work-related connections. Okay, I've experienced sudden job loss in the past, and it does not feel like you've been blindsided. There's often no warning with a layoff because the decision was likely made as a cost-cutting measure and not related to job performance. Okay, it's a wide move to post about your employment change on a platform that has jobs posting available. It's healthy to express how you feel. Okay, I disagree with this. Okay, it's healthy to express how you feel. Yeah, I agree with that. Although it's best to avoid giving it too many personal details, my advice about Oracle layoffs or any sudden job change is to stick to the facts about your own position without relaying too many details about how the employer made the decision. Once it's public on social media, it stays forever. Okay, so Oracle, okay, they don't like you. They don't like your resume. Question is, what are you going to do about it? Okay, question is, what are you going to do about it? Okay, Oracle laying off a whole bunch of people. Let's see. Let's check that email. Let's check the email. Okay, Business Insider says, let's see if it says that, or list the email word for word. Employees started receiving notifications early Tuesdays. The cuts appear to have affected employees globally, but the full extent, I'm not messing with this thing. Okay, but the full extent of the layoffs could not be immediately learned. After careful consideration of Oracle's current business needs, we have made the decision to eliminate your role as part of a broader organizational change. Copies of the notification email viewed by Business Insider stated, as a result, today is your last working day. Congratulations. Okay. God intended for you to do bigger shit. Okay. God intended you to not work for Oracle 60 years at a time. Okay. Congratulations. Today's your last day of work. All right. So Oracle, okay, laying off people. Let's check Oracle stock price. Oracle stock price is 146.55. Okay, 146.55. Let's check the 5-day. Okay, up about 2%, 5 days. 1 month, down about 2%. 6 months, okay, down a lot the last 6 months. Wow, down a lot the last 6 months. 50%, 49%. Year to date, okay, down a lot, 25%. Okay, but it's about 3% the past year. Okay, so it hasn't done hot since last October or November. Okay, so down almost 50%. Wow. Okay, 2 hours ago, Oracle's $10 billion bet on AI sends shares down 57% and $30,000 workers out the door. 30,000 workers out. $30,000 workers out the door. 30,000. Okay. Let's see if we can read this little part here. I want to see what that says about the profit margin of 14%. Does it mention the profit margin? Let's see here. Okay, I don't see it there, but in the headlines here it said, okay, there it goes. I think I'm going too fast. Okay, let's see right here. Oracle's cloud infrastructure unit is operating at a 14% gross margin due to price cuts to win new contract, as I previously noted. Okay, so that seems just to be that line of business. It's not its overall margin. Okay, but anyway, you slice it. Larry Ellison is cutting his staff. Okay, Oracle. Okay, first article I want to discuss today was Oracle layoffs. Okay, Oracle layoffs. They don't like you. You like yourself more. Congratulations. Oracle don't like me. That's fine. I like myself. I don't need Larry Ellison to like me. I like my damn self. That's all that matters. All right, Oracle. Okay, Oracle laying people off. 30,000 people. Go home. All right, my guy. Who we got? My guy Garnell. Maryland in the building. We got Garnell from Maryland. We got Jen from California. Shout out to Jen from California. Start your own business. Okay. Start your own business so you can think for yourself, speak for yourself, and pay yourself. Okay. Start your own business so you can think for yourself, speak for yourself, and pay yourself. All right. Andrea, I think Andrea from Detroit. Yep. Andrea from Detroit. Yeah, 30,000 people, a lot of people. Okay. They don't like you. You like yourself. That's all that matters. 30,000 people. Okay. Larry Ellison laying off 30,000 people. All right, let's see what else we got. Several interesting articles. Let me pull up that. Let's look up the second article I want to discuss. Let's go back to Google. Let me get Google right. Okay, here we go. Share screen. Google. All right, here we go. Let me get my screen right here. Okay, I saw an article on Forbes. It was Forbes TSA. Let's see if we can find it. Airport lines ease as TSA officers get paid. Let's see here. Trump issues emergency order to pay TSA workers 4 days ago. Let's check the most recent one, which was yesterday. Here. Airport security lines return to normal as TSA workers receive paychecks. Let's check what's going on here. Let's see if I can read this. Can I read this? Can't read this. Can't read this. Okay, too dangerous. Too dangerous. Too much reading. Too much reading. All right, let's see if I can read this one. Maybe not. Can I? Hopefully, can I read this? No, too dangerous. I'm too dangerous. Too threatening. All right. Let's just look up TSA. Paychecks. News. TSA officers receive their first paycheck in weeks. TSA workers begin to receive paychecks after Trump signs executive order. Let's check this one from the Washington Post. Airport wait times improve as TSA agents begin to get paychecks. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, Washington Post. I was pleasantly surprised the last few days. Let's see. Can I read this? Can't read. Can't read this. I can't read this. Okay, I can't read this. Washington Post. Come on now. New York Times. Can I read? Can I read? Can I get the information? Can I get the information? TSA workers get paid, but wonder when next check will come. A memo that President Trump signed on Friday ordering the Department of Homeland Security to pay TSA officers did not specify whether they would be paid on a regular schedule. They'll just break you off some crumbs. They'll just break you off some crumbs and then get your ass back to work. Okay, most of TSA administration's 60,000 workers began receiving back pay on Monday, easing the financial strain that has troubled them since the partial government shutdown began more than 6 weeks ago. With the shutdown persisting, the workers did not know when they'll be paid next. Although security lines at some airports appear to be easing on Monday. Okay, so let's see. I was at FLL on Friday. I was pleasantly surprised with no wait time. I was at LAX yesterday. I was pleasantly surprised with no real wait time. I thought it was going to be much worse. Okay, let's see here. The respite from chaos may prove temporary if workers aren't paid again in 2 weeks. A memo from Trump signed Friday ordering the Department of Homeland Security to pay TSA officers did not specify whether they would be paid on a regular schedule. Instead, it directed the department to provide TSA employees with compensation and benefits that would have accrued to them if not for the Democratic-led DHS shutdown. Okay, we're going to break you off some crumbs. Pay $50 on your light bill, pay $50 on your cell phone bill, pay $300 on your mortgage, and get your ass back to work. Asked whether the TSA officers would be receiving future paychecks, a department spokesperson referred the question to Office of Management and Budget. Okay, no responsibility, no accountability. We're going to pass the buck. The agency did not respond to a request for comment. This lady said most employees have been sent back pay that covered 2 full paychecks, though workers were still owed for another week's pay. She said in a statement that the department was working aggressively to resolve the issue. All right. While federal workers are legally required to receive back pay at the end of the shutdown, such periods are still present hardships. They may incur financial penalties for not being able to pay bills on time or have to pay interest if they rely on credit cards to pay expenses. Okay. All right. So TSA is in better shape than they were. Okay. Things seem to be improving slightly. They get on a plane and walk right past those very officers that they refuse to fund. We want them to get back to it, end the recess, come back to work. Okay, they need you back to work. Fitting 4 words to end this article. Come back to work. Okay, we need you. We love you. Come back to work. Come back and perform this labor. Come back and perform this labor. All right, TSA slowly improving. All right. Let's see what else we got. Okay, so that's some good news. And for those of you that travel, those of you that are in and out of airports, okay, some good news on the way. All right. What do you guys think about that? I was glad I was pleasantly surprised the last couple of days, this past few days. All right, let's check some. Let's see what else we got for you. Okay, so a couple of reminders. Short week in the stock market this week. Friday is Good Friday, so the market will be closed Friday. Okay, no market on Friday. today and tomorrow. Then the market will reopen on Monday. Okay, so short week in the market this week. Market will be closed on Friday. That's the first announcement. Second announcement, tonight at 8 p.m., 8:30 p.m. Eastern, we have the book club. Okay, tonight 8:30 p.m. Eastern, book club. Book club is free. Okay, book club is free. Free fits into everyone's budget. Free fits into everyone's budget. So check out the book club tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. What else? Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern. I'll be coaching the Win Group. Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Okay, 7 p.m. Eastern. I've got several topics I wanted to discuss this Sunday, including types of iron condors. What else I got? What else? I'm trying to think of the agenda. I wanted to introduce a new strategy, maybe the Jade Lizard. Okay, some of you might be familiar with the Jade Lizard option strategy. Others may not be familiar with the Jade Lizard option strategy. So I'm thinking of introducing that strategy on Sunday in the Win Group. Let me see if I can pull up the Win Group. Let's see, Win Group. Let's see if I can find this. All right, I don't have the link with me right now, but those of you interested in the Win Group, they meet with me every 2 weeks, and we discuss option strategies. Okay, we discuss option strategies, some of the more advanced strategies, but we also review some of the other strategies as well. So that's going to be Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Okay, those of you in the Win Group. I'm trying to remember the agenda, but I haven't finalized the agenda just yet. All right, so those are a few announcements. Short week in the market this week. Book club tonight. Win Group Sunday night. All right. See you there. All right, let's see what else I got for you. I got some YouTube shorts I wanted to share with you. All right, let me check if we got any interesting shorts here on Yahoo Finance's page. Oh, speaking of, all right, I see one I want to share here. What I'm going to do is share this. I'm going to share Yahoo Finance's short right here on full service driving, and then I'm going to share a short from my YouTube page. Okay, see this first one here on the left? Tesla says FSD can park for you. Let's check it out. FSD, full service driving, can pick your parking space, navigate to a supercharger, pick up or drop off someone by pulling up to the curb. Okay, FSD, Tesla. Pick your parking space, navigate to a supercharger, pick up or drop off someone by pulling up to the curb. All right, Tesla doing Tesla things. Okay. Speaking of EVs, let me search. I got a nice short for you. I got a dope short for you from my short page. All right, let me see if I can find this. All right, here we go. Check me out on YouTube. I got the dopest shorts. Okay, I got the dopest shorts. Check out my Waymo. Okay, I'm in Waymo in LA the other day. Check out Waymo whipping it. Check me out. Check me out in the back of the Waymo. Waymo be whipping it. Waymo driving around LA right there. Okay, Waymo be whipping it. All right, shout out to Google. Okay, shout out to Tesla. Shout out to Google. Okay, LA, Waymo pick me up and drop me off. All right, shout out to Google. All right, let's go back to Yahoo Finance. Let me see if I can search it like this. Yahoo Finance. All right, so Google and Tesla doing big things in the EV space. All right, let's go back here. All right, let's check it. Okay, U.S. gas prices rise above $4 for the first time. I was in L.A. the other day. I saw some gas prices that I thought they were. I couldn't believe
It's
my eyes.
official. The national average for gas prices is now $4 per a gallon. Keep in mind when this war began, the national average was $2.98. But don't expect gas prices to drop as fast as they've gone up. Gas retailers largely price the cost per gallon based upon what they think that their next fuel shipment will cost. And so with higher prices when it came to crude, that's what you're seeing at the pump right now. I mean, with so much uncertainty still lingering, it's largely expected that we'll see higher elevated gas prices for quite a bit. To put this into context here, back in 2022, when Russia invaded Ukraine, gas prices soared above $4 per gallon in March of 2022, and they stayed that way, hovering throughout the entire year until November of 2022, when we finally saw relief and saw gas prices drop well below $4 per gallon. So, how much are you paying at the pump?
Okay, them California gas prices are out of control. Okay, I thought gas was high elsewhere, but California is on a different level. All right, let's see what else we got. Own your own shit. Okay, one, two, three, four. Four key words from today's meeting right here. Someone type this in the chat. Here are your takeaways from today's meeting. You only need to take away this one takeaway. Own your own shit.
Own your shit.
100%.
Own your shit. That is
Class dismissed. Class dismissed. Own your shit. Meeting over.
own your shit.
100%.
Own your shit.
That's it. That's all we need to watch. All right. All right. That's all we need to watch. We get the point. That's it. Class dismissed. Own your own shit. Meeting done. All right. Let's see what else we got. Let's see what else we got. Anything interesting here? All right. What is this? Okay. This is from last week or so. Insane lines last week in TSA. All right. Okay. Yahoo Finance. Let's check Forbes. Let's see what's going on with Forbes here. Own your own shit. Today's takeaway. Own your own shit. Don't be vulnerable. Own your own shit. Validate yourself. Co-sign yourself. Give yourself permission. Own your own shit. Think for yourself. Speak for yourself. Pay yourself. Let's see what else we got here. Anything interesting here? This is what we just talked about, TSA.
President Donald Trump will sign an order instructing the Department of Homeland Security to pay Transportation Security Administration officers during the partial government shutdown he announced Thursday, though it is unclear where the money is coming from and what authority Trump will use to enact the order. Trump said in a Truth Social post he will sign an order instructing Secretary of Homeland Security Markwayne Mullin to, quote, immediately pay our TSA agents. The president blamed Democrats for the lapse in pay for agents, blasting their demands for increased restrictions on immigration and customs enforcement. Trump did not elaborate where the money to pay TSA agents would come from. More than 450 TSA officers have quit their jobs amid the shutdown after not receiving pay. Nearly $1 billion in payroll has not been paid to TSA agents in a timely manner this fiscal year, according to a Wednesday testimony from Ha Nguyen McNeil, a senior administrator for the TSA. Employees of the agency have gone without pay for about 40 days during the partial government shutdown. At the heart of the Department of Homeland Security shutdown and accompanying disorder at some major airports across the U.S. is disagreements over the safeguard.
All right, let's cut that short. All right, TSA getting their act together. All right, we see Zuckerberg here on the right hand side. I got an article I wanted to look up on Meta's glasses, Meta's smart glasses. All right, let's check CNBC before we bounce. CNBC. All right, let's see if CNBC's got any interesting shorts. I saw an article with Buffett discussing Apple the other day. If we have time, we can look those up. NVIDIA Street inside a booming business of wellness. Apple's cracked down on vibe coding apps.
Apple may be making its biggest mistake of the AI era yet. It's blocking a tool that turns ordinary people into software builders through AI-first coding, also known as vibe coding. Just prompt in plain English and the AI builds. Now, in doing so, it's going against Steve Jobs' founding mission: put personal computing into the hands of ordinary people. Apple should be leading this moment, but instead, it's slowing it down. Let's back up a second. The Apple II, the Macintosh, the iMac, and the iPhone, a personal computer in every pocket. Vibe coding is the next version of that, and it could become the most empowering tool for the ordinary person in software history. It became a huge trend about a year ago. Suddenly, people who had no coding experience could just talk to AI and ask it to create anything they could dream of. Like Ruth and Danielle, two people we spoke to that had never coded before. Both have since created dozens of websites with vibe coding, games, productivity apps, social media sites, some bringing in real revenue. But Apple is now standing in the way by blocking vibe coding apps like Replit from updating. It's pushing a new generation of builders to the web, and it's going against its own ethos. Apple's argument is safety. They say that vibe coding apps, they can generate stuff their reviewers never see. But the software Replit user builds, it's not actually installed in your phone. It's a website displayed inside the app the same way Facebook.
All right, Apple. Okay, Apple kind of limiting their competition right there a little bit. All right, let's see what else we got. Okay, let's dip out of here. All right. Let's check some headlines. I did see this open AI headline from yesterday. Before we get into that, let me look up that Meta article. I saw Meta I saw some news regarding their smart glasses. Let me look up that Meta smart glasses news. Introducing our first AI glasses built for prescriptions. Meta launches new prescription optimized smart glasses 1 day ago from The Verge. Reuters, Meta unveils two $499 Ray-Ban smart glasses for prescription users. Meta launches two new Ray-Ban glasses designed for prescription wearers. I wore Meta smart glasses for a month and it left me feeling like a creep. All right, let's check one of these here. Let's check this one here. All right, Meta unveils two $499 Ray-Ban smart glasses for prescription users. I think, was it half of America takes prescription drugs? I might have heard a statistic the other day that says something like about 50% of the population takes prescription drugs. Let's see what this says here. Meta launched two new Ray-Ban prescription smart glasses on Tuesday, expanding its offerings in an area that has become one of the few breakthrough successes in the race for AI-powered gadgets. The new glasses, which are available for pre-order in the U.S. starting at $500, will broaden options for prescription eyewear users. CEO Mark Zuckerberg said in January that billions of people wear glasses or contacts for vision correction. Meta said the new products, Ray-Ban Meta Blazer Optics and Ray-Ban Meta Scriber Optics, would become available at optical retailers in the U.S. and select international markets on April 14. The new models will feature overextension hinges, interchangeable nose pads, and optician adjustable temple tips to make them adaptable to each user's unique face shape. Shares of Meta were up 4% in morning trading. They have fallen around 19% so far this year. The Facebook parent plans to invest hundreds of billions of dollars in its pursuit of personal super intelligence, where advanced gadgets, among other products, would bring the benefits of AI to the individual users. Global smart glasses shipments reached 9.6 million units last year, with Meta accounting for about 76% of the total. Social media company launched something else, glasses at $800 last year. Its first model with a built-in display to enable users to read messages, follow navigation directions, and interact with AI services without using a phone. However, Meta delayed the model's global rollout, citing a supply shortage and strong demand. The display smart glasses can also be ordered with prescription lenses for additional $200. Smaller rival Snap has established an independent subsidiary for its augmented reality smart glasses and gear up to launch product for consumers. Meanwhile, Google has partnered with Warburg Partner to launch AI glasses. Okay, would you guys wear AI glasses? Would you guys wear AI glasses? Okay, me personally, probably not. Okay, I trust my eyesight. Okay, Google and Facebook and all these mega cap companies are in my head enough. Okay, Meta smart glasses. Would you guys wear AI enabled smart glasses? Okay, so Meta making moves. Meta making moves. Okay, would you guys wear AI smart glasses? Would you guys wear AI smart glasses? Doc Mechanic says no. Doc Mechanic says no. He ain't wearing AI smart glasses. Me neither. At least not yet. At least not yet. All right, let's check some headlines. Maybe we check some headlines. I did see a Yahoo Finance article on OpenAI valuing the company at $850 billion. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at some headlines. Let's go to Yahoo Finance. Yahoo Finance. Okay, first article I see, Trump will consider Iran ceasefire when Hormuz opens. President Trump posted on Wednesday that Iran's new regime president has just asked the U.S. for a ceasefire. SpaceX confidentiality files for IPO. Confidentially files for IPO. Can't read. You know I can't read. Intel stock climbs on chip plant buyout news. Nike stock plunges to an 11-year low. Oracle reportedly joins tech peers in layoff spree. Private employer job growth held steady at 62,000. Here we go. OpenAI raised a historic amount of money. Here are two numbers to know. Let's see. Let's check this one. Two stunning numbers you shouldn't forget. OpenAI continues to show it has a knack for getting investors to open up their wallets. The ChatGPT maker announced a record-breaking funding round on Tuesday, securing $122 billion in committed capital. The massive raise, the largest in Silicon Valley history, values the cash-burning company at $852 billion. Okay, 850. If this company is worth $852 billion, the first question that comes to my mind is, if they did go public, where would they stand in terms of valuation? Okay, where would they stand in terms of valuation? Let me see if I could. Look this up right quick. Let me see if I could look. 852 would put them in the top, say, 15 most valuable companies. I'd say maybe top 12 most valuable companies. Let's see. If they went public and their valuation is $852 billion, I'd say that's top 12 or top 15 right there. Let me, ironically, let me use ChatGPT to look up how much ChatGPT is worth. Okay, let's use ChatGPT to look up how much OpenAI is worth. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's see here. List all publicly traded companies by total valuation. Okay, so let's see where A52 fits in. List all publicly traded companies by total valuation. Okay, $852 billion. Okay, that's the top 10. Top 10 is 1.5 trillion. Broadcom at number 10 is 1.5 trillion. Let's see, would it give me more? If you want the full list, tell me what you actually need. I can generate something usable like top 50. Top 50. Let's see where 852 fits in. Does it give me the number though? Doesn't give me the market cap though. Give me the market cap, man. Come on now. Top 50 with market cap. Okay, 852 fits in where? Okay, Tesla, number 10 at 1.57 trillion. 852 fits in right here. Okay, 852 is exactly top 15. Number 14, Samsung, 0.95 trillion. And JP Morgan, 0.82 trillion. So 852 is actually number 15 exactly. If OpenAI went public today, it would be worth more than Visa, ExxonMobil, and JP Morgan Chase. Okay, it would fit in at 15 exactly. 852.852 trillion fits in right here. Okay, so it would be exactly the 15th most valuable company in the world if OpenAI went public. Okay, all right, let's go back. All right, so let's go back to the article. Share screen, OpenAI. Okay, here we go. Okay, 15th most valuable company in the world if it went public. All right, let's see here. Existing strategic partners are Amazon, NVIDIA, Microsoft. Okay, OpenAI said in a blog post that it will use the money to help fuel its ambitions to build a unified AI super app. Okay, check the valuations here. Check the valuations. Valuation April 2023, 28 billion. January 2024, 86 billion. By October, 157. By March 2025, 300 billion. By October 2025, 500 billion. Present day, 852 billion. Okay. Second largest private company in the world. Second largest private company in the world, I think, behind SpaceX. Elon SpaceX at 1.4 trillion. SpaceX is worth 1.45 trillion. Puts it in the top. Let me check that list again. 1.45 puts SpaceX at number 11. Number 11. Most valuable company in the world. SpaceX. Private company in the world. SpaceX would be 11th if it went public. 11th most valuable company in the world if it went public. All right, let's see here. All right, OpenAI. Okay, 15th most valuable company in the world if it went public. All right, very interesting article there from Yahoo Finance. Okay, let's go back. Let's check what other headlines they have here. Okay, when is SpaceX going public? Let's see. All right, SpaceX officially kicked off its IPO process, which could result in the biggest public offering ever. The reusable rocket and space exploration company confidentially filed for its IPO with the SEC. Report on Wednesday, though details won't be available until closer to its official listing. The information in Bloomberg reported that SpaceX was expected to raise up to $75 billion in its offering. Though SpaceX was most recently valued at $1.25 trillion, valuation was on track to hit $1.75 trillion, putting it on par with companies like CEO Musk's Tesla. SpaceX won't decide the actual size of the offering and valuation until a few weeks before, with the company targeting a June listing. Bloomberg also reported the company is considering a dual-class share structure in the listing that would potentially give insiders like Musk extra voting power. In addition, SpaceX may reportedly allow more retail investors to participate in the IPO than is typical, as Musk has been known to cater to individuals investors in Tesla. Part of SpaceX's big value story is Starlink, the satellite-based internet service that began operation in 19. Starlink reportedly generates the lion's share of SpaceX profits, and its growth may be a reason why SpaceX IPO would be lucrative at this time. Okay, so SpaceX, maybe going public in June. Keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that. All right, so here's some other headlines from Yahoo Finance. Anything new? Okay, nothing new in the last few minutes. Let's see it. Check CNN Business. All right, let's see. All right, hopefully we're back. Let's see here. All right, hopefully we're back there. I wanted to check CNN Business. Let's check CNN Business. Let me share my screen here. All right, CNN Business. Let's check some headlines on CNN Business. Anything interesting here? McCormick is merging with Unilever's food business. Right there. Let's see what else we got. The pace of hiring just fell to the lowest since 2011, outside of the pandemic. Let's see. Retail sales rose more than expected in February. Rideshare drivers on the brink of quitting over higher gas prices. Okay, let's just see if we can read this article here. I'm done. Rideshare drivers on the brink of quitting over higher gas prices. Tamira Moncor didn't fill up her tank at an Atlanta area gas station last month because she was afraid she couldn't afford it. The teacher who works part-time as a Lyft driver doesn't know how long she can keep up the side gig if the price of gas keeps climbing. I'm working now for rideshare, but I don't know what that's going to look like next week because if gas is $4 a gallon, I'm done. Wonker is one of the millions of Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, and Instacart drivers that depend on their cars to earn a living. Gas prices have spiked after the U.S.-Israeli war with Iran, and these drivers have no choice but to pay higher gas prices if they want to offer rides or make deliveries. The national average for a gallon of regular gas crossed $4 for the first time since 22 on Tuesday, up more than $1 in the past month. Americans have spent north of $8 billion more in the last month to fill up their tanks, according to Gas Buddy. Uber driver from Vegas said she's worried she won't turn a profit after filling up her tank. This lady says she's worried she won't turn a profit after filling up her tank, so she's better off sitting on the couch. She would have broke even by sitting on the couch. Okay, she would have broke even by sitting on the couch. I do ride shares to make money. No surprise. And if the gas prices keep going up, I'd be foolish to do it. Gas prices surged after the war in Iran choked off 20% of the world's oil, sending crude prices above 100. Gas is derived from crude oil. Last week, rideshare and delivery platforms announced ways to help drivers save at the pump. Uber offered drivers $1 off per gallon through the cashback platform Upside, with an additional 5% on top of existing rates if they use Uber Pro Card to buy gas. Lyft offered 2% cash back through its own Lyft Direct debit card, and DoorDash gave 10% cash back on its Crimson card. Instacart increased cash back options and plans to pay $5 per week to drivers who exceed $125. What? $5 a week? $5 a week to drivers who exceed 125 miles. Okay, 100. Okay, check if my math's right. 125 miles divided by 7 days is what? What's 125 divided by 7? If you drive, let's see, let's do the math here. Let's do the math. 125 divided by 7 is, call it 18 miles per day. They'll give you $5. Okay, you might be able to buy a coffee with that. Okay, drive 18 miles a day. Instacart will give you $5 to buy a coffee if you're lucky. CNN spoke to more than a half a dozen Uber and Lyft drivers, and not only one had heard about the company's offerings. None of them had held the cards eligible for cashbacks incentives. Usually, if something will come up like that, they will send us an email for us to know. I've heard nothing from anybody. This lady says she recently stopped driving for Uber for a few days because it didn't make sense financially. She said drivers should get an additional $1 per mile for each ride, and we're not getting that. Other drivers echo the same sentiment. I think they need to pay our Uber drivers more if the gas prices go up. If you're the executives at Uber, if you're an executive at Lyft, if you're an executive at DoorDash, do you pay drivers more? Do you pay drivers more, or is your approach, hey, you don't have to work for us? What's your approach? If you're an executive at one of these rideshare companies, do you pay drivers more, or do you say, hey, driver, you're free to leave us at any time? What's your approach? Okay, you're an executive. You got to make that executive decision. Okay, executives make executive decisions. This guy, a Lyft driver in New York, said he's now paying $30 more to fill up his tank. However, he isn't sure who should help with the higher prices. I think the government should help, maybe. Customers are looking for cheaper prices. Okay, they're squeezing you. No surprise. All right. Okay, so some other headlines here on CNN Business. Okay, you're getting squeezed. You're going to get squeezed. All right, let's see. Maybe we check CNN Business. CNBC, I meant. Have you struggled to land an internship or an entry-level job? Okay, you got the bachelor's degree, you got the master's degree, you got 30 years experience, yet you're still unqualified for an entry-level job. Okay, I was too. Okay, all the fancy degrees don't mean shit. All the experience don't mean shit. Okay, once you even if you exceed the job requirements, you're still not qualified. You have no choice but entrepreneurship. Okay, you have no choice but entrepreneurship. You better learn business. Okay, you better study business. You're going to end up studying business anyways. You might as well study business from the jump. Okay, you're going to study business anyways. All right, let's check CNBC, and then we'll discuss earnings. Okay, let me get my tech straight. Okay, my tech be not straight. Okay, my tech be bad. Forgive me. My tech be bad. Okay, CNN Business. CNBC. All right, here we go. Let's check what we got going on here. Okay, SpaceX, we just talked about. FDA approves Eli Lilly's GLP-1 pill, opening the next phase of weight loss drug market. All right, what else we got? Stocks make biggest moves today, midday. Eli Lilly, Hasbro, Philip Morris, Intel, Micron. Trump says he's considering pulling out U.S. out of Paper Tiger, NATO. Intel shares jump 10% after buyback. Oracle layoffs on there on the bottom. All right. Okay, so let me switch over to earnings. Let's talk about earnings. Let's check this week's earnings. Share screen. Earnings. All right, here are this week's earnings. Okay, like I said, market will be closed on Friday for the Good Friday holiday. What else do we have? Okay, what do we have earlier this week? Monday. Okay, no major company reported Monday. Tuesday, McCormick, Beyond Meat, Nike. Dave & Buster's. Is that Dave & Buster's? Today, Tilray, probably the biggest name on that list. Tomorrow, nothing major. Friday, market closed. Okay, so the biggest names on this list, in my opinion, are Nike, maybe Nike's the most well-known name on this list. All right, so that's this week's earnings. That is this week's earnings. All right, I did see an article before we wrap. I did see an article on Amazon, Amazon's AI. See if I can find it. It talked about Amazon AI. I think it was from CNN Business. Let's see if I can find this. Share screen, Amazon AI, CNN Business. Let's see if I can find it. News. Yeah, here it is. Amazon's big bet in AI has been 20 years in the making. All right. This guy helps make your online life, your Starbucks order, your Netflix binge, Pinterest browsing possible. As the CEO of Amazon's cloud computing division, he plays a major role in deciding how to deploy the computing resources needed to derive the internet, responsibility that could soon include shaping the future of AI. "20 years after its March 2006 launch, AWS has become crucial for just about any company that relies on internet-powered tools. When AWS goes down, parts of society grind to a halt. You saw this last year, I think it was. If AWS goes down, what went down? Twitter went down. Instagram went down. That's big business for Amazon, raking in $129 billion in sales last year. Amazon's already making major changes like ratcheting up AI infrastructure. He explained why Amazon views the moves were as necessary, downsizing its speeding up daily operations, and there's enough pent-up AI demand to keep Amazon's clouds tool busy for the next 5 to 10 years. We had to explain what even a concept of cloud computing was and why it was a thing and why it's something that Amazon would be involved in. Amazon's key to the AI race. AWS launched to provide virtual AI infrastructure to service businesses. Amazon would handle back-end technical operations so that companies could focus on the products and customers, but it was a risky bet for a company that rose to fame reshaping the retail industry. "We're very comfortable being misunderstood," founder Bezos said. Okay, they do business with the NFL. Okay, AWS eventually became indispensable to web entrepreneurs. Okay, you can check out this article on CNN Business. Okay, talks about some of the history, some of Amazon's AI history here. Okay, this article was from actually last Friday. All right, what do you guys think about that? All right, so we're going to wrap up today. Today we discussed several things: Meta, smart glasses, Amazon's AI, OpenAI's valuation, amongst other things. We also discussed earnings. What else we discussed? A couple articles I didn't get to. Maybe we'll circle back to next week. Until next week, Wednesday, we will meet again next week, Wednesday, noon Eastern. My name is Errol Senegal, and every Wednesday we discuss current events in the financial markets. So I will check you out next Wednesday. Peace.